Guys, we have a problem. I'm hungry.
Yeah, me too, definitely. Do you want to go cook something for dinner?
I really have to study for my exam though.
Yeah, I'm going to be working later tonight and I just don't have the time to cook and all. So could we just go get some pizza?
Fine, whatever you guys think.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We are the Convenience Call to Action groups. What was just portrayed to you was an all too common depiction of a major problem that many countries face with their food culture.
Families are busy and members have conflicting schedules. And as a result, people just do not have the time to cook the traditional homemade meals, and so they resort to modern food practices which are more convenient but are very harmful to health.
In order to tackle this worldwide issue, we identified 3 major players: school and families, mass media, and governments. Since we aim to take immediate action, our presentation focuses only on families and schools and what they can implement immediately.
So, Rachel and Tijas, I think we are all wondering what we can do. Will you explain?
So the first realistic call to action that we decided upon was to introduce home economics classes in our high schools in order to teach people to cook traditional homemade meals, which are much more healthier and easy to cook.
The second call to action deals with ways to naturally preserve foods so that families can quickly prepare wholesome meals. The third call to action is entitled SPAR. S stands for schedules, P for planners, A for actors, and R for recipes. It is centered on the concept of the division of labor within the family unit to reach the ultimate goal of conveniently creating traditionally oriented foods.
Ladies and gentlemen, to be fast at doing things perfectly is a skill. And to train you on that skill, we have the Home Economics team.
The first solution that the Convenience Group has suggested is that of returning to teaching home economics in high schools. The first point we would like to make is stressing the importance of having mandatory home economics or food technology courses in your school's curriculum. While many institutions do already have the course embedded into their educational system, such as the UK, many schools do not have this essential aspect of their academic life. However, some issues have been brought to our attention with the schools that do already offer this course. For example, many of these classes are gender biased, meaning that students of different genders are not learning the same vital information and skills. Using this course as a learning opportunity, avoiding stereotypical skills will be in order, such as girls learning how to sew and boys learning how to operate a chainsaw. Both genders will learn household skills to avoid gender-specific work. This also ties into the need to divide tasks in the kitchen to save on time due to increasingly busy schedules. This home economics lesson will be held for all grades within the institution, ensuring that students of all ages will be broadening their knowledge through each step of their high school journey. In home economics, students will use their critical thinking skills through a hands-on experience of cooking traditional as well as modern healthy meals. Homework assignments will be that each week students must cook a healthy meal with their families.
It is conventional for parents to shoo their children away from the kitchen due to hazards such as hot and dangerous machinery. Using the home economics education, instead of instilling the lack of knowledge in the kitchen, parents will start to welcome and encourage their children to broaden their minds in the kitchen. In order for this to succeed, the parents and grandparents will need to take a part in this educational process. We also need to encourage them to be more willing to trust their children when being around the kitchen. By introducing home economics, this will help tasks to be evenly distributed between children and parents, which is essential in an increasingly busy lifestyle. An important aspect of home economics is learning how to balance money in order to cook nutritious meals. Throughout our research, it was a common thread that monetary values are higher when it comes to healthy food. This will be an essential part of learning the theoretical side of convenient cooking. Tying into the scholarly aspect of this course, it will be necessary for this class to understand both budgeting and practical elements of this increasingly popular independent lifestyle.
In this course outline, students will obtain either a pass or fail grade based on practical evaluations. This requirement will make it mandatory for those students who did not pass the course to retake it the next semester. This will then increase the amount of motivation of the students throughout the year. For example, using equipment incorrectly or failing to meet the time restrictions of this hour-long class are examples of fails. Some might ask, why only 1 hour? Well, ladies and gentlemen, having this strict timetable will ensure the importance of healthy, convenient food based on preparing, cooking, and cleaning in the span of only 1 hour. Some challenges that the convenience team have faced are that of staff and funding. How can we staff such an important part of a school curriculum? Who is funding this program? How can we incorporate this course into an already full school schedule? Who will be supplying the food and equipment, and where will this class be held? The convenience team can assure you that we have all the answers.
Many educators already have a full course load, so it's practically impossible to fit another class into their day. However, we have some potential alternatives. For example, physical education tutors who already have a health background may be a possible solution for this problem. Qualified people, volunteers, parents and grandparents, cafeteria staff and new teachers can be certified with special online course to teach the class. Having qualified volunteers will reduce the need for the funds significantly. Enthusiastic and passionate individuals are necessary for this project to blossom. Having an already busy schedule, we propose teaching the class before or after school on certain days with home economics. Lunchtime arrangements are possible too. If an organization is similar to that of our friends in France, who have a 2-hour lunch break, it's possible to reduce the break so that an hour can be devoted to home economics.
In a program such as this one, it's difficult to find funds or resources to make this class possible. Our answer is simple. We have to come up with some examples of where these investments can come from. Sponsors, such as parents or friends, and food markets or supermarkets donating food in exchange for promotion and advertisement of their company and products. Government taxes and funding is a possibility while it's still a stretch. Also, children and parents can opt to bring supplies and food from home if they so desire, while still being conscious of allergies and regulations due to sanitation. Our final constraint is where this class would be held, factoring in costs and equipment. Some ideas that have been brought to the table have been that of using the school kitchen or canteen. A classroom with cooking facilities could be used as well for the theory aspect of this course. Furthermore, sharing facilities and equipment with other local schools can also be a feasible option, creating a tighter bond using food as a basis of communality. Parents or willing restaurant owners could host small groups of students into their homes or businesses which would incorporate cultural and traditional meals by said host. All of that being said, the introduction of home economics is a developmental journey and a crucial part of one's growth. The transferable skills learned in this course will teach students how to create healthy and time-efficient meals, veering away from fast food and towards a balanced and a knowledgeable lifestyle.
Thank you for that. Prepare to witness our second practical, beneficial, brilliant call to action. Natural preservation. What is it? it is the preserving of natural ingredients without additional chemicals. So how does this solve convenience, you might be wondering? Well, naturally preserved foods are quickly eaten. So when families have time, they will preserve their food so that it can be quickly consumed when they do not have time. Imagine a traditional fruit salad. You must wash, peel, cut, slice, mix everything. But with a preserved fruit can, just pour it out and eat it. Time saved. We will show you 3 simple family methods of preserving your food: salting, home canning, and food drying. In saying so, our first method.
Salting is a very simple way to preserve food naturally. You can see on the slide the methods and the equipment to make salt. It's just basically I have a meat and I have a salt, food preserved. Although we may see some difficulties that we may encounter, such as the changing of the taste and then health issues because of the salt, and of course it's only effective for meat and seafood. But we already provide the solutions. For the first issue, we can serve another side dishes or sauce to counter the saltiness, such as chili sauce. The second issue, you should do healthy diets, and of course don't eat salty food excessively. And for the third issues, you can choose another preservation method that will be explained later. This is the benefits of salting preservation. And we have ikan asin from Indonesia and prosciutto from Italy. Imagine, if you have to buy a fish, cut it, wash it, cook it, and doing it again every day. It's very time consuming. But if you only have to buy once in a big amount, after that you preserve it, and when you want to cook it, just pick one, cook it, serve it. Voila! Very effective and efficient. So why don't you give a try?
In these sessions, we will talk about home canning, another convenient way to preserve food naturally. What is it? Actually, it is just cooking the fruits, vegetables, and meat into the gas jars and heating the jars to kill the organisms. So this can be used in many situations. Here's the example. On the left-hand side on the screen is the ingredients you need, and on the right-hand side is the example of tomatoes. It's very easy, and it's the way of home canning. So the difficulty is the lack of quality control in the canning process may allow ingress of waters or microorganisms. To solve this, you must check the canning food before you are going to have, and the school teachers must teach the students the safe practice. So to summarize, the advantages actually outweigh the disadvantages. And here are the examples from Macau, pickled mandarin, which can be stored for a long time, and the taste is remained very accessible, and there are many choices for food. So it makes food canning an optimized solution.